Hey guys, and welcome back, excuse me, to another episode of the Soulution live show. Let me ask you a question. Do you ever feel afraid when it comes to your future? Do you ever get concerned or really overwhelmed or worried about your financial piece moving forward? You see, if COVID has taught us one thing, it's that we aren't always in control, right? At what we think we're in control of sometimes can be changed very dramatically and drastically in just a moment. Now, here's the reason I say that, because a lot of people have lost jobs, have went through somewhat of an economic crisis during this season. And what I want to talk to you about today is how to find a tremendous success habit that can help you in your wealth. Now, a lot of people have the wrong mindset around money. And when we create habits in our life, it helps us and it empowers us to be able to have, right? To be able to have greater things and success in life. So every Friday I come to you and talk about greater habits, better habits. So let me ask you, how many of you would like to have more wealth? The reason we want wealth is maybe not for selfish reasons. It's possibly for a comfortable life so that we can move forward and live a life that we desire, live a life that we want of freedom and pleasure. We also want money because we can also then go forward and help other people, help our charitable causes, help those around us that are less fortunate. Many of us want to be able to create what's called generational wealth. We want to be able to leave behind wealth for our children and our children's children. The reason I share this is because I remember growing up, a lot of people had a phrase they would use. And that phrase was, don't ever put all your eggs into one basket. Have you ever heard that? Well, the idea behind that phrase is that if you put all your eggs into one basket, what ends up happening is that when you drop that basket, all those eggs are broke. And I think a lot of people, when they're doing habit forming techniques for their finances, for their wealth, they actually do this. They have one job. It's the job that they go and work. And many times it's the job that they hate. They're miserable. But they go work it, and everything is tied to that one occupation, that one job. So what happens when that job goes away? What happens when that safety net of that job, that occupation, falls out from underneath them? All their eggs were in one basket. And now they're left floundering on the banks of financial reserve, trying to figure out, what am I going to do? I know this because most fellow pastors that are in the ministry do this. They rely upon their church that they are pastor of, and that is all the eggs in the one basket. And for years I did this. But let me tell you a habit I began to form over the past several years that has tremendously been beneficial to my life. And that is that the most successful people in wealth in this world do this same thing. What is it? It is that they have multiple streams of income. What do you mean by multiple streams of income, Jody? I work a 9-to-5. I work 40 plus hours a week. I have no time for any extra sources of income. You would be amazed. You see, this is what I help people with on a daily basis, is helping them learn how to create other sources of income that's tied to their purpose. The reason I want it to be tied to their purpose is that way they can flow in what they've been created to do, and they can create from a place of passion. And so what I want to show you is you can do this as well. For example, let me use me. I have my book. That's one source of income. Going all in, finding success through surrender. That is a source of income for me. I also have a program and a course. I also do private coaching. I also have my church who gives me a salary to be their senior pastor. I also have investments that I've recently created that in just a few weeks are creating thousands of dollars of residual passive income. You see, and those are just 5 ways. And I encourage people to find no less than 3 sources of income, 3 streams, but more than that. As a matter of fact, think about this. Before there was a need for wealth, in the Garden of Eden, God gave Adam multiple streams that was coming into the garden that was bringing wealth and growth and increase to the garden. One of those streams had bdellium, onyx, and gold in the stream. Adam didn't need gold. Why did God do that? To explain to us that he wants us to have wealth, that he wants us to have abundance in our life, so that we can then be the ones who have rule and reign, dominion over the earth, so that we can help other people, so that we can spread the kingdom mandate. He was showing us you've got fruit in the garden. Why didn't God just give them one kind of fruit, one kind of herb, and one kind of seed? If that would have been the normal coming through the generations, then we would have been fine with it. But no, God said there's all these trees, there's all these seeds, there's all these herbs, and you can eat of all them freely except for one. You see, the thing is that when we understand God's mentality, God's perfect plan for us, it was that we would have multiple streams flowing in to our life. And that applies to finances. I want you, my friend, to have multiple streams of wealth coming into your life. And you can do this. And the thing is that you can do it where it's set up to be passive, which means you don't have to be present. You don't have to show up every day. It's things that you create that are out in the world and people purchase and buy your ideas and your services. They buy your products, they buy these things, and you're not there. You're not physically there, but guess what? It goes into your bank account, and now you have a stream. You can make wise investments, right? Wise investments. And when you make those investments, what happens is, are you taking a risk? Absolutely. But when you make those investments, what happens is you make the safer investments, and now you have another stream of wealth coming into your life. And before you know it, my friend, you have 3, 5, 7. I've got a friend that's got 13 streams of wealth coming into his life. And this is why I'm telling you this, because if you want to find success in your wealth, if you want your children and their children and maybe their children to be able to live a life that you wish you could have lived your whole life, to be able to get ahead in this world, to be able to go to college without a struggle, to be able to do these things, then you have to have the right mindset and you have to create the habit. It is a habit. It's a habit. It doesn't just happen. It's a habit you form. And most of us, when it comes to finances, most of us, when it comes to wealth, have formed habits that are destructive to us becoming successful and wealthy. But today, my friend, I want you to create multiple streams of income coming into your life. That way, everything's not tied to one sole financial stream. And that way, if that stream goes down, if that stream dries up, you have another stream to dip from. Today, this is the Soulution Live Show. I'm your host, Jody, Almond, the show where we take you from struggle to success so that you can live the rest of your life as the best of your life. And I want you to know I'm praying for you to be blessed, and I'm praying for your success. Have a great day, my friend.